If you guys are interested in being a member, then click the join button down below to check out the available perks. I believe the first tier is only $1. Thank you to those of you who choose to join. What's up mod squad, welcome to another Division 2 build breakdown video. After seeing those intro clips, I bet you guys are pretty excited for this one. We're face tanking legendary elite heavies and bosses, making a mockery of rogue NPCs and crapping on Yannick the Beard. Today's build is one I've held back for the title update 11.1 release. It's also a build that I've not had the best luck farming for. Not because it's hard to farm for, but because I have bad luck in general when it comes to finding the exact roles I've wanted. Regardless of the bad luck though, it still does what I've intended it for it to do. With the release of TU11.1, people are playing the summit more now than ever, whether that's solo or in squads. So today's build was solely made to help you guys out through the summit on legendary and allow you to take the damage of the hardest hitting enemies in the game, like the endgame rogues and hunters. Today's build is a 80% protection from elites, 1.9 million base armor, crit damage, armor regen, pistol shield build. Man, that was a mouthful. Not the type of build that I'd usually go for, as I'm more of a run and gun assault rifle SMG player, but I just can't deny how effective and strong this build is within legendary content. When it comes to the survivability, we have a lot of it, starting off with the base armor which can reach 1.9 million with max rolls. This build could also reach well over 2 million armor thanks to our backpack talent Adrenaline Rush, which can give us a further 60% bonus armor. So our character alone is pretty tanky, and on top of that we also have a 13.5 million health bulwark shield, which doesn't sound like the tankiest shield ever, but hear me out. The enemies that do the most damage to us are the red and veteran NPCs. 13.5 million health is more than enough to tank the damage from them. We also have to factor in the fact that we are using the Liberty pistol, which also allows us to regain our shield health. A few body shots and then a headshot and we gain all that shield health back. So even if they get us low, we could just gain it back. Now when it comes to the elite NPCs, we have to remember that 80% protection from elites doesn't only apply to our character but our skills as well. Hence why when elites are shooting at the shield, it hardly does anything. Our survivability doesn't stop there because we also have 1% armor regen, which yes, it doesn't sound a lot, but it plays a big part in the build. There will be times where we have to change positions or we'll get stuck in situations where we actually take damage, which of course means losing armor. So the point of the armor regen is to help us gain armor back without burning through our armor kits. We want to save armor kits for emergency situations. This regen armor is easily gained back when you have your shield up, and like I said, plays a big part in the build survivability. Being so tanky and having so much survivability also allows us to have a pretty aggressive playstyle. It's all good and well being able to push up on legendary NPCs, but we also needed damage to put them down. Now my current build hasn't got the right and the exact rolls needed, but if you did have them, you'd be looking at 50% crit chance, 105% crit damage and 145% headshot damage. We'd also be gaining 35% amplified damage from the Intimidate chest piece talent, allowing us to hit for 1 million plus crits to the body and 2 million plus to the head. So we're not insta-melting enemies, but we will be doing enough damage to put them down. This build is also one that requires you to be up close to NPCs, but in the summit there'll be objectives that you can't push up on, like the jammers, because they're surrounded by NPCs and you won't be able to use your skills. So for that reason we run an assault rifle to take down objectives from afar. I'm sure you can tell there's a lot of working parts to this build, including the specialization. We currently are using the survivalist for the 10% protection from elites, but you can also switch that out for the technician instead, which will give you a nice health boost to your shield and damage boost to your drone. On top of that, you also gain 12% damage to drones, skill proxies and robotics, which works out nicely seeing as we're fighting the black tusk, white tusk, whatever you want to call them. Now before we get into the build breakdown, I want to remind you guys to hit that like button if you've enjoyed this video, as it pushes our videos into the recommended section and in turn helps the channel grow. If you're new, subscribe for lots more Division 2 content, and with that said, let's get into the build breakdown. Right guys, getting into the build breakdown, we're gonna smooth past the specialization as we've already covered it. The same thing with the assault rifle and the purpose of it. The talent I'm using is in sync. It's also decked out in crit chance when it comes to the attachments. We're going to get straight onto the primary weapon, which is very important. It's the Liberty pistol. This is a pistol shield build after all. So we have 373.7k base damage. We have 173 RPM and 8 in the magazine. 9 if you reload while you're at 8. We have 14% pistol damage and 10% damage to targets out of cover. Now, this Liberty also adds to our damage for the build. Liberty or Death hits grant plus 2% weapon damage, stacks up to 30 times. Headshots consume all stacks, repairing your shield for 3% per stack. So a few body shots and a headshot, boom, you got all that health back. Now moving into the actual gear pieces, we are using the Punch Drunk mask. You don't have to use this mask, you can just use a normal DNH mask. You'll gain 20% pistol damage, which is crazy because most damage pieces, most brand set pieces usually offer 10% or 15%. As you can see here, we have 10% SMG damage, so we get quite a lot of damage for the pistol at 20%. So as you can see here, we have 170k armor, which I rolled on there. We have 20% headshot damage, which if you're going to use the base mask, you would have 12% crit damage there instead. We have 6% crit chance, and then a mod giving us 11% protection from elites. Moving on to the chest piece, we have a Gilligar chest piece giving us 5% total armor. We have 164k armor, 9.6% hazard protection, which we want that to be crit damage. Like I said, I didn't get the exact rolls I wanted for this build, and I'm still currently farming for that. So we want crit damage to be there at 12%. We have 5.6% critical hit chance, and then a mod giving us 12% protection from elites. And I have heard from a few people in my comment section that you can get protection from elite mods at 13%, so keep an eye out for those. The talent we are using is Intimidate. While you have bonus armor, amplifies total weapon damage by 35% to enemies within 10 meters. We are using Adrenaline Rush, so we have bonus armor often. Now I will say, when it comes to the chest piece, you don't have to run Intimidate. If you have all the crit damage rolls that you need and the crit chance rolls that you need, you can scrap this talent and use Unbreakable just for that extra added survivability. But I like to have the extra damage, seeing as I'm lacking in those crit damage rolls, and I might just keep it anyway. It's all preference, guys. Now moving on to the holster, we have the improvised holster. For those of you who don't know, they made changes to them in tier 11. Thank you to those in the comment section who let me know about this. They made changes so that all the improvised pieces allow you to have a mod slot on them. So as you can see, we have 170k armor, we have 9.5% critical hit damage, 6% crit chance, and 11% protection from elites. Now you can get these improvised pieces from the crafting bench. How you obtain them before that, I'm not 100% sure. So if anybody knows, feel free to let us know down in the comment section below. I'm not sure if you've gained them from doing 1 to 30, or you gain them from doing side missions. I'm not 100% sure, so you guys will have to let me know in the comment section. Moving on to our knee pads, our improvised knee pads, 170k armor, 4.2% critical hit chance, 10.3% critical hit damage, and a mod giving us 12% protection from elites. Moving on to the gloves, we have 120k armor, bit of a low roll there, 5.5% critical hit chance, 10.7% critical hit damage, and 12% protection from elites. Now the downside to having these improvised pieces is you have to craft them, and the majority of what you craft is going to be absolute trash loot. So it takes a lot of crafting to get through this. This build, it honestly takes a lot to make. Although I'd say the hardest part is getting the crafted pieces, for me the hardest part has been getting my brand set pieces and the exact rolls I need for those. So you guys are probably going to have better luck when it comes to the brand set pieces and worse luck when it comes to the crafting. Moving on to our backpack, we're using the Bellstorm Armory backpack, giving us 1% armor regen. We have 133k armor, 8.4% headshot damage, which we would want to be 12% crit damage instead. We have 4.9% critical hit chance and 11% protection from elites. The talent we are using is Adrenaline Rush. Whenever you are within 10 meters of an enemy, gain 20% bonus armor for 5 seconds, stacks up to 3 times, so we can get a total of 60%. The cooldown is 5 seconds. And that is pretty much it for the build, guys. This is one hell of a build. I've got a long way to go, as you can see. I've not got max rolls. I've got wrong rolls in places. So there's still a lot to do, but this build is still so good. It's just so good, and I can't wait to max it out. Looking at our skills though, we have the Bulwark Shield, and as you can see, 13.5 million health, gets a nice boost from the 80% protection from elites. So those elites are doing nothing to our shield, absolutely nothing. It's at a tier 6, as you can see right there. When it comes to the mods on the shield, we have 4.6% shield health, 4.1% shield health, and then we have a damage mod which doesn't apply to this shield. Moving on to the drone, and I swear by the drone, it's just a great distraction to all NPCs apart from the robotics. They don't seem to care about the drone whatsoever. They'll run around freely doing whatever they do. When it comes to mods on this, we have 7.1% duration, 9.2% health, and 4.8% damage. Now if you switch out to the technician specialization, you will get a little boost in damage, but the main purpose of the drone is just to be a distraction to legendary NPCs so you don't get focus fired. It just breaks up the crowd. Moving on to the stat sheet, guys, and I'm not going to jabber over this. I'm going to leave you guys with a stat sheet and some more gameplay. If you haven't already, smash that like button to help support the channel and help us grow. If you're new, subscribe for lots more Division 2 content, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, Mob Squad.
way! I could do this all day. Fuckers here! Taking heat! Target's right on me!
Eat this! I got Marine! Keep your head down! On!
Good.